Hello everyone, I'm Kevin. And earthquakes, tornadoes, tsunamis, hurricanes, floods, landslides, and deforestation. These are just some of the natural disasters that changes people's living. But what really causes them? People say, as what they call them, natural disasters, they are part of the nature. But for me, personally, everything is part of nature. But some of these disasters are paid off of what we humans do. So my major claim is the destruction of our environment is caused mainly by various human activities. Today, I will be talking about one human activity that can destroy our nature and cause a lot of these disasters: illegal logging. First off, what is illegal logging? By definition, illegal logging is the harvest, transportation, purchase, or sale of lumber or timber in violation of laws. I have 3 points to talk about illegal logging that I'm going to talk about each one in the next few minutes. Illegal logging can cause landslides, it can also cause floods, and can lead to deforestation. So my first point is, illegal logging can cause landslides that can cause people from losing their home and lives. Landslides happen when heavy rain pours down and the mountains doesn't have enough trees to hold the soil. The soil gets real soft and starts to slide down to rivers and mostly homes. As what the Jakarta Post stated on April 26, 2004, RDN, a local resident, said the landslide on Friday, April 23, 2004, night was caused by torrential rains that wash away earth and debris from deforested areas in Rainbow Canopy Forest, located in Sumatra's mountainous area of Bukit Barisan. The landslide washed down the slopes and over the ill-fated bus that was traveling along a mountain pass. In this sad landslide, 39 people died and there were no survivors found. And 2 days after the incident, a lot of fallen trees, mainly logs, were found covered by mud. Not only timber or woods companies that takes illegal logging, but also residents does it for their living. And my second point is illegal logging may cause floods that can start a lot of different diseases. Like landslides, it starts when heavy rain pours down and landslides happen that will resort to floods. Okay, when there's flood, a lot of people evacuate to evacuation centers where there could be a lot of people and can be very crowded. On these crowded places, diseases have higher possibility to start. The American Family Safety wrote that the genuine major disease threats, according to Dr. Zalkov, include meningococcal meningitis, hepatitis A, influenza, and enterovirus. Meningococcal meningitis is an infection that results in swelling and irritation of the membranes covering of the brain and spinal cord. Hepatitis A is the swelling of irritation of the liver from hepatitis A virus. We can usually get it from contaminated drinks and food, and it's usually seen in eyes, fruits, water, and shellfish. Influenza, it is a flu that we can get from the air by coughs and sneezes of the people in front of us or in our surroundings. Enterovirus is often found in saliva or nasal mucus, and it is a virus that affects the gastrointestinal tract with the ability to spread in the other parts of the body. Number 1 disease from floods is dengue fever that can spread by mosquito bites that carries the dengue virus. This virus may result in bleeding, low levels of blood platelets, and low blood pressures. And my third and last point is illegal logging can lead to deforestation. Deforestation is clearing earths, forests, on a massive scale, often resulting in damage to the quality of the land. It can also be the cause of massive animal extinction that can imbalance the nature. The National Geographic one time reported that Forests are cut down for many reasons, but most of them are related to money or to people's needs to provide for their families. The biggest driver of deforestation is agriculture. Farmers cut forests to provide more room for planting crops of grazing livestock. Often, many small farmers will each clear a few acres to feed their families by cutting down trees and burning them in a process known as slash burn agriculture. Deforestation is usually the start of landslides and floods. As citizens of the world, are we going to wait for the forests to be gone and more lives to be taken away? The government should take action of these illegal logging issues in our society, and if the government failed to do this, as human beings, we should also be responsible for our nature to stay beautiful and safe and to stay green. Thank you very much.
We've got an interesting subject, and I think that you've got two claims at the beginning of the speech. One's a broad one, and then you narrow it down to the one that's actually you're focusing on, which is the illegal logging and the problems that it causes. And I think that you want to kind of jump right to that. Everything else is just background stuff, maybe attention device. Make your main proposition a little bit clear. There's a good setup of what the secondary claims are going to be, and in the body of the speech, for the most part, you signpost those relatively clearly. The clearest evidence that you had that linked illegal logging to problems was the one example in Jakarta. You've got a flood here where 39 people were killed, and there appears to be some evidence that logging was involved in the area. On the other hand, the torrential rains sound like they may have had something to do with the issue that's going on there too. So how much greater the flooding was because of the illegal logging is a little bit uncertain, and I think you needed some more development on that. After that, I think you run into a problem because you largely suggest that a lot of problems associated with flooding are bad, and you spend a huge amount of time talking about all kinds of diseases that could be spread by mosquitoes, for instance, or by people being clustered together after a disaster. And I don't doubt that those things are true, but the link to illegal logging and the impact of flooding as a consequence of that is not very clear, and I think that that's a huge inference that's being made. The deforestation issue that you talk about on the third point needs to be quantified a little bit. There's probably not much doubt that it happens. The question is, how substantial is it on the environment? How big a contributor is it to the problems that are being presented? And we don't have any data that estimates those sorts of things. All right, thank you.